Good morning, everybody. This is D-Max Brax, and I'm here to bring you something very special. If you look behind me here, you can see my parents' two vehicles. Right here, we've got my mom's 2016 Ram 1500, and on this side, we have my dad's truck, which is a 2016 Ram 3500. And what I'm going to bring to you today is just kind of explain to you a little bit of the differences you get when you purchase a 1500 versus if you purchase a Ram heavy duty. We'll start with the 1500. They come in a variety of configurations in terms of body. They have the regular cab, which is just, you know, the two doors with a long bed, 8-foot bed. They have the short crew cab or double cab, maybe some of them call them. I think Ram calls it the quad cab. It's just the short back door, and it comes with a 6.5-foot bed. And you can get it like this in this configuration, which is a full crew cab, pretty roomy back seat, really nice, with a 5.5-foot bed. Or you can get it with a 6.5-foot bed with the full crew cab. On this side, for the heavy duties, they have a few more options. You can once again get the regular cab with an 8-foot bed. You can get the quad cab with either a 6.5-foot bed or an 8-foot bed. You can get the full crew cab with a 6.5-foot bed or an 8-foot bed. And you can get it like this, which is the mega cab, which is a huge back seat and really, in my opinion, worth it. But it only comes with a 6.5-foot bed. Like I said, this is a 3500, so it is a little bit beefier than the average 2500, but I would go with a 3500 over 2500. You can see my dog 8-Ball making a very, crashing my show here. Both of them have factory 20-inch wheels, and they've got factory steps. As you can see on the heavy-duty truck, this one's equipped with a tow package, so it has the tow mirrors. They are available on the 1500, but we just didn't opt for that. So I'm going to take you through a few more of the differences here in a minute. So another thing that you'll notice about these trucks is the front end. There's obviously some major stylistic with the 1500 on my left here, you've got the vertical fog lights. Both of these have the high-end lighting package, the LED tail lights, the projector headlights. They both have the automatic high beams. They have the rain sensing wipers. They have all the fancy stuff in them. You can see the tow hooks are a little bit, more towards the middle in there. My dad's actually has the sensors on it that the 3500 has the front sensors. The 1500, even though it's this is a Laramie truck, it's a Laramie package, which is not quite Dodge's highest package, but it's getting on up there. It doesn't have parking sensors, and I don't know why they ordered it that way, but they did, and we ended up with it. But anyway, the grill is bigger on the heavy-duty trucks, more airflow through the engine. You got a big gap there in the bumper. A lot of people mount light bars there. You got the horizontal fog lights and a little bit more ground clearance. It's just a bigger, beefier front end. Also, both of these vehicles are four-wheel drive. The 1500 is factory. It's a independent front suspension, so you get the differential, you get the articulation. It's a very smooth riding truck. I definitely recommend it for daily driving. The 3500 and the 2500, the heavy duty trucks, are solid axles on the Rams, and they are a little bit stiffer ride, but they're not unbearable. It's really not. As you can also see, this one even being a single rear wheel, it has the clearance lamps on it. It's not an option on the 1500s. It's only on the heavy duties, and it's also one I really like. All right, so let's hop in this thing and I'll show you some inside of it. So upon looking in here, you can see it's a very, very nice leather interior. It's got power adjustable seats with memory, and power adjustable pedals. You've got automatic up and down driver and passenger window with power folding mirrors. This one does have the keyless entry, the keyless and go, I believe they call it. So you can hit that button right there to lock it. The keys are in my pocket, or you can put your hand there and it unlocks it on both the passenger and driver side. Also something to note, in the 1500, this is what the key looks like. You've got your push button start, you got your lock and your unlock and your panic button, as well as the heavy duty key. So they are the same key. There is no difference in the key. There's also a little slider switch back here, if I can do this one-handed, that you slide, and when you do, out comes your manual key. So as long as you have that within a very close vicinity, the vehicle will unlock and lock using that button. Now, if we come on in here, and we'll go ahead and get in here. Now, this vehicle is equipped with the 8-speed auto transmission. It so far has been a very good transmission. She's got, I think, 28,000 miles on this truck, and we've had no engine or transmission issues. With the 1500 trucks, they have, I think, 3 engine options. They have a 3.6 liter V6, I believe, a 3 liter EcoDiesel, and then what this one is the 5.7 liter Hemi V8. In the 3500s and 2500s, they have the same 5.7 Hemi V8, or you can get a 6.4 Hemi V8, a 6.4 liter V8, which is a big V8. Or, like that one, you can get the 6.7 liter Cummins diesel. The Cummins diesel, with that option, you get, I think you got 3 different transmission options. My dad's has the ASIN transmissions, which is it's the most powerful transmission. There's 3 transmission options. You get the 68 RFE is standard. That's what if you order one without any different transmission, that's what it's going to come with. And I haven't heard great things about that transmission, and so yeah. You can also get an optional G56 manual transmission, which is a badass transmission. They've had it for years. That transmission is supposed to be really, really, really good. A little price difference on these. I don't remember what the window sticker on the 1500 is, but I want to say it's around 54 or 55,000. The 3500 over there, window stickered for 76,000. Anyway, let's start this thing up. It is push button start. So if you look there, you got the engine stop start button. What you do is you just put your foot on the brake and press the button, and there she goes. With the 8-speed auto, you get the rotary shifter. If you don't have your foot on the brake, you can't shift it out of park. If you put your foot on the brake, you can shift it, no problem. Also, here's your 4-wheel drive. The 1500s, you can get the automatic transfer case, so you can do 4-wheel drive auto, which just engages the front end when it senses a slip in the rear end, and then low, and then 4-wheel drive all the time. And there's also, I can't remember how to put it in neutral, but I think it's these two. Over here, you've got your trailer brake controller. You got tow haul mode. You got your traction control. Heated and cooled driver's seat, heated steering wheel, and cooled and heated passenger seat. You've got all your AC options and radio options. And here's the 8.4-inch screen, which is it's a pretty nice little setup. I like it. I haven't had any complaints with it. The console here is a 2-tier console. So you got an upper tier and then the lower tier, which is deeper. And this is the Hemi, like I said. Very nice truck, a lot of power. And definitely worth the money. The Hemi V8 is, like I said, very powerful. It's rated at 395 horsepower at 5,600 and 410 pound-feet of torque at 3,900. That's not it. These aren't my daily drivers. I don't remember where everything's at. So I'll show you the power plant of this bad girl. So if you look under here, this is the Hemi V8. It's got electric fans. You can hear those kicking on. Both of these trucks are very stock. There's nothing done to them. This is a very quiet engine, and so far I've loved it. Now, as I mentioned, this truck is the crew cab model. So you've got the biggest back seat you can get in the 1500s right now, but it's still no slouch. I mean, compared to the mega cab, it's small, but you get in here. I'm about 6 foot, and you know, I'm sitting up. I got plenty of leg room. I could ride to California from here. If you look down here, you've got a rear outlet for the back seat, and also you've got heated rear seats back here, and your little vents right here, which are closed. Like I said, this is a Laramie package. Very, very nice truck. You've got your sunroof there, power rear sliding, back window right there. My mom did put a tonneau cover on here. That's about one of the only upgrades she's got. There's also a neat little upgrade, which a lot of people don't know about, right here. This is a Tuffy Security Products floor safe. Of course, wrong keys. And if you take the key here and unlock it, it's just it's a good storage space. Oh, it's unlocked already. It's a good little storage space for any goodies you've got that you want to lock up if you're going to a play or something like that. I mean, you can do it. So, yeah, that's that. So now let's talk about this big girl over here. Now, like I said, this is a 3500 Ram, as you can see right there. It is not a 2500, which is what you find most commonly. There is very small differences between the 25 and the 3500. If you notice right here, it has leaf springs. The 3500 has leaf springs. The 2500 does not. And the 1500, if I can get you in here, is also going to have rear coil springs, just like a 2500 would. The 2500 is obviously going to be stiffer, but it's still going to have coil springs. This truck also has the factory air ride suspension. I don't know if you can see the airbags or not. If you look right over there by the shock, it works very well. Very nice system. You can lower it, make getting in the bed a lot easier. I miss that Chevrolet with that step though. This is a Laramie Longhorn package, so it is a step up from the Laramie package. It's pretty much got the same options, standard. The only difference between it really is it's got a cattle leather interior, and very, 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 very nice interior. This one is in the color I think it's crystal black pearl or something like that. It's like a pearl black. It's a very good color. It's a little dirty right now, but they always are. The 1500 over here is a maximum steel metallic. That's what it's called. It's one of my favorite colors I've seen, honestly. It's kind of a bluish gray, but it looks black. It looks purple sometimes. It's a really neat color that changes like constantly, it feels like. My dad did add these lights right along here just to help light up his running boards. These both do have the full factory length running boards, wheel-to-wheel running boards, sorry. And so let's hop in this thing and I'll show you a few of the differences between it and the other one. First of all, there's obviously an interior color difference. And you got to excuse this. My dad uses this for work and all, so there's all kinds of stuff in here. My granddad's frog there. I miss him every day. This is a Longhorn package, so you get the cattle leather interior, which is really nice. You get the saddlebag pockets in the back seats. I'll show you those in a minute. You also get this really neat display here. Not display, excuse me, gauge cluster. Being a diesel, you see you've got a DEF gauge over here. You wouldn't have that in the 1500 unless you get the Eco Diesel. This is the 6.7 liter Cummins. Let me go ahead and start it for you. It starts just the same way. So, see? Very nice truck. I love this truck. Being that it has the air suspension, you have the alternate trailer height here, you've got your traction control tow haul mode, you've got your exhaust brake right here, which is very good on this truck. This thing has the best exhaust brake on the market, I think. You've got your parking sensors rear and front, and then of course your heated and cooled driver seats, heated and cooled passenger seat, and heated steering wheel. It's got the same climate controls, same radio, that's all the same. With the Laramie Longhorn and the Limited, you get this neat little cover right there. It's got the same console. You got Laramie Longhorn edition in there, and as well in the seats. You also get some of this neat graphic designs here. It's got the specialty floor mats. This thing is really nice. You get a neat little thing over there. Now, this one has the 6-speed ACE transmission. In the heavy-duty trucks, you're going to get this manual shifter, which is I like it. I like a more classic feel. It's just me. You also notice that the four-wheel drive is not push button. It's a rotary dial. And something I forgot to mention too. You've got your gear select here, so when you're in drive, you can press down there, and it'll give you your gear, and you can select it there if you see that. On the 8-speed automatic in the 1500, there's 2 buttons right here that's gear up and gear down. You got the same automatic headlights and everything else, just like the other truck. So let's take a look under the hood of this bad girl. I'll show you this Cummins. This thing is a beast, a beast. If I remember correctly, I think it's 395 horsepower and 900 pound-feet of torque on the ASIN transmission. If you get the other transmission options, it's a little detuned. It's really detuned if you get the manual, but if you put a good clutch in it, you can take it. It can take any power you're going to throw at it, just about. It's a very quiet diesel in regards to the older ones, but it is a little bit noisier than the 1500. But as you can see, it's shoved in there. These are factory. There's nothing done to them. So it runs, if you go and pick one up, it's going to run just like this. So let me shut this thing off. I'm going to show you a little bit the back seat. If you notice, this is the mega cab. So you get this big gap right here, or not gap, sorry. You get this big extension right here. And you know, some people don't like the way it looks. My dad was one of those. I can't believe he bought one, and he didn't want a black truck, and he bought one. Like I said, excuse the mess in here. These are what I was talking about. You get these neat little saddlebag. Ooh, they're good. Magnets. You get these neat saddlebag mat pockets back here. You got the heated rear seats. If I can get in here, this thing is huge. Heated rear seats and massive amounts of legroom. Massive amounts of legroom. Also, the nice thing is, although you probably can't see it, I know it's here somewhere. Right there it is. These reclining rear seats. Tell me that's not nice. That is amazing. I love it. So the mega cab to me is definitely worth the money. So what it boils down to is really, what do you need the truck for? If you get a heavy duty truck like this, it's going to be longer, it's going to be taller, it's going to be harder to get through drive-throughs, it's going to be hard to get into parking garages and things like that. Is it doable? Completely. We do it all the time. My 2500, my 2006 2500, I can get it through drive-throughs, I can get it through most parking garages. I have no issues with that. This truck, it's a long wheelbase with that mega cab. It is a little difficult sometimes, but it actually drives really good. It's really nimble to be as long as it is, and it's a great truck. I really like what Dodge has done with this, and it's really good. 1500 is obviously going to be better for everyday use. 8-ball. Go on. The 1500 is going to be better for everyday use. It's a good daily driver. It's a good truck to take you anywhere. My mom averages about 18 to 20, which is really good for a V8. The variable valve timing helps a lot. I believe it's got displacement on demand, the active cylinder deactivation. This truck gets about, I want to say around 15, somewhere in there. Not bad for a turbo diesel. That's usually about where they're at. This truck has 342 gear ratios. I think this one is 321, I believe. I may be wrong about that, but tow ratings on these is another big thing. If you're a weekend warrior who wants to tow your boat to the lake, and you know, you're like most of us can't afford a 40-foot boat, this thing's gonna do all you need to do. It'll tow up to 8,000 pounds conventionally, which is a pretty good tow rating for 1500. And it'll tow it no problem. That Hemi is strong. That 8-speed works very well. You put it in tow haul, it shifts hard. It does what it needs to do to tow that. This truck, however, it has a 2.5-inch receiver on the back, class 5 hitch, rated up to 12,000 pounds, conventional towing, which is really good. That class 5 is something else. Now, if you've got a gooseneck or a fifth wheel, you can tow up to 16,000 pounds. 16,000. That is a lot of weight for a single rear wheel truck. 2500 is going to be around there. If you really need to haul and you're hauling all the time and you don't care, you never run without a trailer, get a dually. Do yourself that favor. Dually is going to make it ride just more stable. It's going to help if you have a blowout. it's gonna really help you if you do that. To get different rear end ratios, you have to go with a dually. If you want a 373 or a 410, I don't know why Ram does it that way, but I guess it's how they do it. But the 342s, even though they're a small gear ratio, they still work really well. So I hope this video has helped answer some questions that you might have. They're both excellent trucks. Personally, I like the heavy duties, the 25 and 3500s better. It's just my personal preference. I like diesels, but that 1500 is a dream to drive. It is so much fun. It is so powerful. It's got so much power, and it is just a quick little monster. And I would not hesitate to drive that every day. So I hope you liked this video. If you did, please like and subscribe to the channel, and I'll try to bring you more content on these two trucks every time I can. So for now, take it easy. I'll talk to you guys later.